Hey everybody, my name is Sean with SiteHub, and today we're going to answer a question that I get all the time, and recently had a call today actually, where someone asked this very question, and that is how to determine how much you should spend on paid advertising, your ad budget. All right, so before I start, I want to say that there's kind of a caveat to all of this, and that is whatever you've budgeted, um, if your competitor is willing to spend more than you to reach the same audience at the same time with a similar offer, they will likely win. So he who spends more wins. Um, and that's not always true for all businesses, and you're not always in such a competitive market. And as a small business, you might be targeting a very local market, so you might be able to break through even if you have big business competition. But your ad budget should consider that you do have competition, and you might have to overspend to acquire the customers you're looking to reach. And a couple other footnotes. Basically, first and foremost, that averages change all the time. The numbers we're going to use here to calculate your ad spend are based on today's numbers. This is April 2022, and we're going to be talking a little bit about Facebook as an example. But averages change all the time per platform. They depend greatly on your ad creative and who you're targeting. And also, I want to add too that different businesses may have different funnels, different steps that a customer takes before checking out, before they turn into a customer, and um, those are going to change the equation slightly here as well. We'll talk a little bit about that. I'll also mention at the end how to get up-to-date average costs for your budget if you're watching this sometime in the future. So first I'm going to set up the really simple funnel here, real simple calculation. There's three basic steps in a ad campaign for most businesses, and that is first you need people to see the ad. We call those impressions. Second, you need people to click on your ad, clicks. And third, you need somebody to buy something, to check out, to take your offer. There may be another step if you are generating leads for your business, and then those leads then have to be converted into a sale. So it would be impressions, clicks, leads, sales. But for this simple equation, we're just going to consider these three steps. And impressions are measured by what's called CPM, or cost per milli, which is 1,000. So cost per 1,000. How much does it cost to get 1,000 eyeballs on your ad? Clicks are measured by click-through rate, number of clicks, and then obviously the rate in which people click the ad from those who've seen it. And then finally, your purchases or sales, we're looking at conversion rate here to come up with this calculation. And that conversion rate can be pulled from Google Analytics. I will say if you've never run ads before and you only have a warm audience who's clicking on your website and buying things, it is likely that your conversion rate for your advertising campaigns will actually be lower than your current averages. So I would consider that when you're pulling those numbers. So on Facebook, we're going to assume that the average cost for your industry to run ads and get impressions, your cost per milli is $5. You can get up-to-date numbers with a simple Google search. You can even find case studies per industry. I would just search Facebook CPM plus your industry name, and you should be able to get some better numbers that might be closer to the realistic number today. And also, if you're looking up, maybe Instagram or Twitter or Google ads, there might be different banner ads. There might be different CPMs for all of those platforms. And then of those people who see your ad, for every 1,000 that see that, how many of them are actually going to click? Your click-through rate on a Facebook campaign might be anywhere from 0.5% or zero. It could be zero. We're not going to plan on that. Up to maybe 15-20% if your ad is really stellar. We're going to assume kind of a worst case scenario that your your click-through rate is around 1%. Now, of the people who click, the number of people who purchase, again, depends greatly. We're going to say that if it's a paid offer, something someone has to buy, it's probably going to be between 1 and 5% of people who see the page are going to actually buy the thing. And I'm going to assume 1% just to be safe on the low end here. Now, using this, you can really come up with a simple equation to determine how much you should spend on this campaign. If you know how many purchases you want on the end, you can work your way backwards. So let's do that. So simply, if you start from the end, you say you want 10 sales. We know that to get 10 sales, we need to get 1,000 clicks. We learned that by dividing by our 1% number here. So for every 1,000 clicks we get to the page, we get 10 sales. To get 1,000 clicks on the page, again, we divide by 1%, and we end up with 100,000 impressions. The last step is really simple. We just say, okay, of the 100,000, we turn that into thousands, right? CPM is for cost per thousand. So we need 100, and 100 times $5 is $500. So quite simply here, we figured out that our estimated budget for this campaign should be around $500. If we put that in the front, we should get 100,000 impressions. We should end up with 1,000 clicks. We should end up with 10 sales. But that's not all, of course. It's not that simple. Your costs are well beyond, what does it cost to pay for the ads, the ad spend itself. You have to think about your landing pages, your creative, your sales copy. You may even be needing to pay an agency some sort of fee to run those ads for you because you don't know how to set it up or how to target. Targeting is a huge piece left off here too. All of those things cost money, so we're not going to talk about them today in this video, but I will create another video that talks about what you need to get started, kind of the pre-advertising checklist, and helping you determine costs for those items as well. And also, it's a good best practice for anyone who's new to marketing, new to advertising their business, is to budget an extra 50 to 100% in testing. Because you've never run ads before, your ads won't be optimized. Your targeting may be incorrect. You may not know exactly what you're doing. And even if you pay an agency who is coming with the experience of how to run the ads correctly, there's still testing that's going to be involved. So that $500 might very quickly turn into $1,000 budget for the first, month, 2 months, 3 months that you're running the ads. So that's about it. I want to tell you a little bit about my company, SiteHub. SiteHub is a digital advertising company. We don't do TV ads or anything on the traditional end. We build digital advertising campaigns. We do search engine marketing, search engine optimization, and web development. And here's a little bit about our team. We are a mid-size agency, and we are actively hiring and recruiting new people all the time. And we have won various digital marketing awards, both locally in Rochester, New York, where we come from, as well as some national awards that set us apart from some of the other small agencies around town. And if you have any questions, if this sparked any questions, concerns, ideas, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'd be glad to answer them, or shoot us a message on our website, which is yoursitehub.com. Thank you.